cool. So before we go into our nonfiction lesson, I do want to go over a couple of our answers. Our first question was, what might the juxtaposition of Jadis and the ordinary things around her in our world might make her take one's breath away? All right, so I want you to imagine you're in, say, New York City or Chicago or even Central Austin, okay? And this woman appears who is 7 feet tall, beautiful, and wearing majestic robes. Now, how would you feel if you saw someone like that? I know to me, I would be shocked. I would stare, right? That's not a thing that I normally see in this city. Okay, and then if we look at this question here, it's asking her why she might have contempt towards Uncle Andrew. Well, maybe we first want to think about, does the witch have contempt towards most people? Yes. Does the witch talk nicely about other people? No. Okay, so there's something to start with. It seems like the witch is not a pleasant person to be around in the first place. Okay, but in addition, I think she thinks that Uncle Andrew is going to be like this powerful magician, and she finds out he's just kind of a weird man who has his steady and knows a little bit of magic. So that could also be a reason why she has contempt for him. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go right into our nonfiction lesson. I'm going to make this bigger for y'all so we can really review the steps. Okay, so we are going to practice this with this text that we had that was supposed to be our do now, but instead we're going to practice it right now about the importance of class in British society. And we're going to work on finding the main idea together, okay? So when I am finding the main idea of a nonfiction passage, I want to first look at the title because the title is going to give me some hints as to what we are reading about. So tell me, what is the title of this passage? Okay, snaps. That was an easy question if you were paying attention. Importance of class in British society. All right, so I know that class in British society might be something that we're talking about. So I'm going to get my pen here, and I'm going to underline my title. Cool. All right, next up, we are going to look at the first and last sentences of the first paragraph. Okay, typically those sentences are going to give us some clues as to what we'll be reading about today. Okay, so I'm going to get out my pen again, and I'm going to underline my first sentence, British is famous for its class system, and my last sentence of the first paragraph. Different social classes can be distinguished by inequalities in such areas such as power, wealth, working and living conditions, education, religion, and culture. Cool. All right, now I'm going to follow step 3. I'm going to read the whole text, and then I'm going to ask, what did I mostly learn about? And I'm going to jot my thoughts. Okay, importance in British society. Britain is famous for its class system. Throughout its history, British society has been divided into higher and lower classes or social groups. Different social classes can be distinguished by inequalities in such areas as power, wealth, working living conditions, education, religion, and culture. Many historians argue that the class system grew out of the medieval feudal system, which was a way of structuring society around land ownership. In a feudal system, small communities were formed around the local lord and the manor. The lord owned the land and everything in it. He would keep the peasants safe in return for their service. The lord, in return, would provide the king with soldiers or taxes. Okay, so we know there's more to this article, but basically, I'm just going to take a note that in the second paragraph, we learn how the system started.